Jesus.
Excalibur gets such a bad rap in online reviews and social media, and let's not forget its nicknames like the Trashy Castle, the Stinky Castle, and the Dirty Castle. Well, in today's video, we're going to show you both the good and the bad about Excalibur, and hopefully we do not run into the ugly. But also, there have been a lot of changes at Excalibur that we're going to show you, and trust me, they are not all good. Excalibur is a budget hotel. You can get a room here for as little as $16 a night, plus a $45 resort fee, so it's about $61. But that comes at a price because you don't have all of the services of other hotels. And they've recently made some changes to cut costs. They got rid of their valet service. They also got rid of their traditional bell desk service. So you can't just come and bring your luggage and have them take it up to your room, or there's nobody outside to take things out of your car and then take it up to your room. They do have luggage storage. You do have to be a guest to store your luggage here though. And if you do need a cart to be able to take stuff to your room, you can check one out, go get out of your car, take it up to your room, or take it back out to your car. There's nobody that's gonna help you with that anymore. And they're now forcing people to check in at kiosks. So before there used to be a really long registration desk and you just get in line and check in with a person. And now, unless you have status with MGM, you're gonna be forced to use a kiosk. So they put a wall up over where the desk used to be and just set up these kiosks, and now you get in line and you have to use the kiosk to check in. Every castle needs a drawbridge and a moat, and when Excalibur was built, they did put that in. There's a drawbridge still here, but the moat has been drained. No more water in here. They just replaced it with some rock at the bottom. There also used to be an animatronic dragon named Murphy that lived here, and he was taken out in 2003, but rumor has it he still lives under the drawbridge. Excalibur is located on the south side of the strip. So here's Excalibur behind me. You're on Las Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana Avenue. So if you cross Tropicana using this bridge, you'll be at New York, New York. And then if you cross over Las Vegas Boulevard, you will be at MGM Grand. Now from Excalibur across the street, that used to be Tropicana, and now it is the future home of the Las Vegas A's. Now on the other side of Excalibur, you will find Luxor, and then next to that is Mandalay Bay. Outside of the front entrance of Excalibur, you're going to find a tram station. This is a free tram. It's open from 10 a.m. to midnight, and it takes you from Excalibur to Luxor and Mandalay Bay. Or if you don't want to take the tram, you can take an interior walkway. This goes from Excalibur over to the Luxor, and then there's another walkway that takes you from Luxor to Mandalay Bay. Now, the interesting thing is that there used to be people movers that would take you along this route, but they took out the people movers. They were always broken, so I think they just gave up. I like the pool area at Excalibur. They have 4 different pools. So 3 of them are family pools, 1 of them is adult only. So the family pools, they actually have one that has a little water slide. Now the adults only pool is by reservation only, so you have to get chairs, a daybed, or a cabana and pay for that. But what I learned today is that if you are MGM Gold, Platinum, or Noir, you can check in with reception, and if they have availability, they will give you free seating, so you can get some cushioned lounge chairs with an umbrella. And an umbrella would be great here because the rest of the area, there's not a lot of shade unless you pay. There are a lot of lounge chairs available though, but what you'll notice that the lounge chairs are not in the best of shape. They've seen better days for sure. But yeah, not a lot of shade here, but it is a great pool area. They have a bar and a pretty nice sized restaurant, so you can go get like burgers and snacks and that kind of stuff, but they have indoor seating so that you can go and get out of the sun for a little while as well. But overall, a great pool area. I really like it. we stayed in a newly renovated Resort Tower King. So there are 2 towers at Excalibur, and if you want one of the renovated rooms, you need to pick the Resort Tower. So let's talk a little bit about what this renovation means. I think they did put in some new carpet because the carpet does seem fresh. You now have a mini fridge, and all of this furniture that you're seeing here is actually not brand new. It is recycled furniture. Basically, when MGM Grand did a remodel of their rooms earlier in the year, they took all this furniture and brought it over to Excalibur. So here's what it actually looked like when it was in MGM. You can see it's the exact same furniture. There's that fridge right there. Although that fridge used to actually be like a real mini bar, so I like that they added this as an empty fridge at the Excalibur rather than your traditional mini bar. So in this room, it's about 350 square feet. Here's your nice little closet. The bathroom is a decent size with a nice big counter with granite countertops, and they do have a stand-up shower. Before, these used to have like a bathtub shower combination. I don't like the shower curtain, but it is nice to have a stand-up. No conditioner in there, so only shampoo and body wash. So ladies, you might want to bring your conditioner. Well, it's nice to see the new furniture and some things have been updated. Not everything in here was great. I hate that Excalibur has these AC units that are under the window. They are so loud. If you are a light sleeper, bring earplugs or just expect not to sleep. I guess you are in Vegas, so maybe you're not going to sleep anyway. So the room itself had some wear and tear and a little bit of dirtiness, and I think this is the only thing that really bothered me of everything. I opened the drawer and it was sticky. So I took a towel, a washcloth, I wet it, and it came right off. But the fact that I touched the sticky mess that should have been cleaned up was kind of gross. I think I just want to point out here, though, that this room was not completely remodeled. You're going to see a lot of wear and tear, some stains on the walls, just some dust and dirt in different places that you wouldn't see in a truly remodeled room. But this is a budget hotel, so it's really kind of like they did a refresh of the room. And I'm not showing you all this so that you are grossed out or think that you shouldn't stay here, because I will stay here again in this room. It didn't really bother me that there were some stains on the walls or some wear and tear, some chips in different places. There was some dust in certain areas. I would say that for the most part, the room was clean. The bed was clean. The sheets smelled clean. There were no bed bugs or anything like that. Other than the stickiness and some of the dust, everything else that you're seeing is really just left over from the room prior to the remodel, because they didn't touch every surface. They didn't go and redo the walls. They didn't redo the floors or anything like that. So not everything was done, and I cannot expect perfection for a hotel that can cost me $16 a night. So set your expectations, but again, I would stay here again. If you're curious what the rooms look like in the Royal Tower, here is a Royal Tower room for you. Now, these haven't been touched in quite some time, so even though it's the same layout and the same size, it does look a lot different because the furniture in here is super old and it's much dingier than the other room was. But we've stayed here many times. There's really no issue with it. I wouldn't hesitate staying here again either. Excalibur has a massive casino. Obviously, there are a ton of slot machines all over this place. We went and checked out the table games. So it is noon on a Friday, and there were only a few table games available right now. So they had a few $15 blackjack tables. They had one blackjack table that's open for $5. Now, the craps table was only the hybrid type. There was one available that was a hybrid type. So that means that you place all of the bets electronically. You still roll the dice. There's only one dealer, just a stick man to collect the dice, but everything is done electronically there. Now, all of the casino area is surrounded by bars. So let's take a look. We found this happy hour, and if you time it right on a Thursday or Friday, you could literally be drinking with happy hour prices from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. So it's a good deal. Now the center bar is the newest bar to Excalibur. It was just put in and opened up last year. And this is right in the middle of the casino. Now in the evening time, they will have a DJ playing. It gets pretty lively. The Sherwood Forest bar is totally old school. It used to be connected to the Sherwood Forest Cafe. Tap Sports Bar has food and drinks. It's pretty decent food. Your lobby bar right next to the lobby, just as you would expect for a lobby bar. And then you have a bar that is next to the sports book as well. And then if you go upstairs, you're going to find the Thunder Bar. This is near the Thunder from Down Under show. And then you have the lounge. The lounge is kind of a swanky little setup, and they have karaoke that is there at night. So we left on Sunday, and then on Monday, something changed here. Reporting live from Excalibur, the lounge is closed, and a tiki bar is coming December 2025. With Excalibur being a budget hotel, the food options here are going to reflect that. The fanciest restaurant you're going to get here is Buca di Beppo. But let's talk about what you can expect here for food. So it's spread over two different levels, the casino level and mezzanine. So down on the casino level, you have Baja Fresh, there's a Johnny Rockets, there's Tap Sports Bar, and you have Dick's Last Resort. Now that is a fun place to go if you want to kind of get abused. We did a whole video review on that, so be sure to check that out. Now if you go upstairs to the mezzanine level, you will see Buca di Beppo. There's the buffet that's right behind me. We've actually eaten at this buffet many times, and we've done a review on it as well, so be sure to check it out. We actually think it's pretty darn good. But over here on the mezzanine level, you're also going to find a huge food court, and the food court has a lot of name brand options. So for breakfast, you have options like Krispy Kreme, Einstein Bagel, Cinnabon, there's a coffee shop, and then for lunch and dinner, you have Pizza Hut, Fatburger, Popeyes, Jimmy John's, Pickup Sticks, and I'm probably missing a couple of places because it is so big. So these are the food options that are available here. The one thing I think is really missing from Excalibur is sort of your everyday kind of cafe experience. So back in the day, they used to have the Sherwood Forest Cafe, and that was a great spot to go have breakfast. They used to have the Keno runners going through. It was kind of like your traditional cafe. And they don't have that anymore, and I kind of miss that. But if you do want that experience, you can go over to the Luxor, and there's the Pyramid Cafe, or better yet, you can even cross over to New York, New York, and they have America, and that place is open 24/7. There are 4 different entertainment options here at Excalibur. So for the ladies, there's Thunder from Down Under, you have Nat King Comedy Show, there's the Australian Bee Gees, and then if you go down to the Fun Dungeon, that's where you're gonna find Tournament of Kings. Here's a fun fact for you. If you head over to the parking garage and you hit the right angle, you can see where the horse stalls are. These are the horses that participate in the Tournament of Kings. So if you want to check them out, go to the parking structure and go find them. We crack up in the parking garage because every time you push the button, both doors always open. But here's what you can expect in the parking structure elevators.
Jesus Christ.
The Fun Dungeon is an arcade. It's a huge arcade that is located below the casino area. And while they have a lot of new arcade games, they also have carnival games that have been here forever. I remember coming here in the early 90s and playing these same exact games. Now this level is also where you're going to find the entrance to the Tournament of Kings show. And there's also a Dairy Queen down here, so if you get a little hungry or thirsty, you can grab something. They also have this whole setup. I'm assuming it's for Halloween, but it's called the Carnival. And there's a bunch of clowns in there. It's a little creepy, but fun for Halloween, I guess. Have you stayed at Excalibur? Would you stay at Excalibur? Drop a comment and let us know. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.